News Radio 600, Kogo.
February is Heart Month. How's yours? And we want to talk with an expert. The old adage about breakfast being the most important meal of the day, we've all heard that, may be even more true, according to new guidelines from the American Heart Association. On the Kogo Newsline is heart health analyst, CEO of ViaScan, a company that specializes in the early detection of heart problems and stroke risk, Dr. John Duncan. Dr. Duncan, thanks for joining us here on San Diego's Morning News.
Thanks for having me on.
Okay, what's the most healthy breakfast? What's the best breakfast you can have?
Well, there's a whole variety. Instead of having pancakes, maybe whole wheat waffles with some fresh fruits, maybe some hot oatmeal or some whole wheat cereal with skim milk or low-fat milk, maybe a croissant, or something that a bagel with low-fat cream cheese. So those are some options for people to start their day.
So peanut butter cookies from the Girl Scouts probably are not the best choice.
Probably not a good choice. High in calories, high in fat, and low in nutrient density. So try to stay away from high sugar, high fat foods. Let
me ask you this too, because a lot of people do wonder as to whether or not that old adage is correct about breakfast. Just having breakfast, and obviously a healthier breakfast than not, is the most important meal of the day, is it?
Well, it can be, and the reason is because it curbs your appetite and you don't overeat later in the day. People that skip breakfast, and particularly if they also skip lunch, they're famished by the time dinner rolls around in the evening, and so they tend to overeat. And that's a perfect storm for obesity, because at the same time they're taking on a big high-calorie load, the metabolism in the afternoon and early evening starts to decline. And so we got a big calorie load and a slowing metabolism. That's a perfect storm for increasing your body weight.
We're talking with Dr. John Duncan from ViaScan. A lot of people obviously see all the commercials, and we live in a fast-paced world. Everybody's rushing to get there or rushing to do this or that. And you just turn on the television and go online, and you see all these ads for and commercials for snack bars, quick this, quick drink that. What advice do you have for people to kind of not be influenced by all that? Because it is a bombarding experience sometimes.
Well, it is, and I think that people just need to understand that food is medicine, and we need to think about food intentionally and not just wait until you're hungry and grab whatever's close and available. The food will, the type of food that you eat is like fuel in your car. If you put low-grade fuel, then it may sputter and ping and pang, and the engine will not run right. And the same with our bodies. If we put high-fat, high-sugary, high-calorie foods in our body, then the engine is not going to run properly, and so you won't get very good health outcomes. And so we need to be really concerned about what we eat as well as how much we eat. Both are very important.
One more question before we let you go. Just let our listeners know, is there, in your opinion, one food or maybe a group of foods that if there was one thing that you needed to eat to help your heart, one thing, what would it be every day?
I wouldn't really narrow it to one food. I would say a group of foods is vegetables. I think all the medical science is very clear. People that can gravitate toward a vegetarian diet tend to have far fewer health problems, particularly heart issues, heart attacks, and requirements for bypass surgery. If that's too stringent for the listeners to be vegetarian, the next best option is a Mediterranean, where the protein, instead of being from beef and pork, the protein is from fish, turkey, or chicken.
All right, thanks. Great advice, Dr. John Duncan with ViaScan, here live on San Diego's Morning News.